67.368, combined score 65.658%.
I frankly don't understand. I understand Morale's score from the side, but I don't understand the score from C. But Mr. Tubman is sometimes a little strict. So now we do a force level test too. Again, a test you don't see that often. A lot of shows you do that 1 and 3 are the busy tests, and 4 is not written quite that often. So there you saw a slight backing at X, and that is a somewhat serious fault. The horse needs to be in front of the leg at all times. When the horse backs up, shows everybody the horse is not in front of the leg. So you have the shoulder in, and then from the shoulder into the medium trot. That's really, really a good schooling exercise. Because you can take from the engagement of the shoulder in, you can move the horse right into a medium. Something that really should be done at home a lot. Then the half pass from D to A. So this here, earlier you had more room. Here's a little bit steeper already. And then the half pass back from E to G. Track left. Now from H to E, shoulder in, and then from E to F to medium trot. So watch, shoulder in. There should be a little bit more positioning, and now push off that inside hind and go. Take advantage of the increased engagement, and then really use that advantage to and move the horse. A collected walk. And now from K to R, extended walk. So now you want to show again that the horse straight. That's very nice. The horse stretched forward. Now should stay forward. That nose should be a little bit more in front of the vertical. The rider could make a little bit more effort to show the judges that she's totally comfortable with the horse, and she's really going to help the horse make the maximum length of stride through the body. And now at M we'll turn left, and this time the earlier test in third level we had to turn on the haunches. Here now we already have a pirouette because we're in a collected walk. So here, instead of having a little room and stepping on, here now you're going to rotate over the inside hind leg. Okay. Okay, this one was a little bit wider, so this one was really more of a turn on the haunches. Okay, now the collected score for the collected walk is given. And now the rider is preparing at C for the canter depart. And immediately now from M to F here on the long side, a medium canter. This actually, that works well because now you want to really get the horse back in front of you. So there she's doing a nice job. She should sit back a little bit more. Make sure she stays connected to the horse. And now down center line and the same thing. Now half pass. Earlier we did it in the trot. Now we're going to do it in the canter, the half pass. Flying change at B. And half pass back. It's actually backwards to the St. George. And now, kind of a national invention, collect to a quasi-pirouette, but going over into to the opposite side. So it's basically a very friendly schooling pirouette. That's something I believe you only see in our tests. Now here, extended canter. Again, you want to show a difference between the two canters. The judges will actually remember what it looked like when you rode the medium. And now they want to see the difference, a little length and stride and frame. And now you do three changes every fourth stride. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. So there was a little bit of a mix-up. So if you average them out, it will work out all right. And now the same thing backwards. She's going to go on the line M to X. Collect, and turn in a little working pirouette and head over to H. It's a nice schooling exercise. It's really very friendly for the horses to really introduce the horses to a pirouette. It's a very useful movement. It's really a useful movement also for at home for you practicing. That's where it happens at home. Easy say there. There again, there was an extended trot, and now she's just coming home. You have to be careful. Sometimes she tilts a little bit, tips a little bit, and she gives up a little control. It's a nice halt. I'm not so sure it's quite at X, but again, it was a nice fourth level 2 test
From
without
British
any
Columbia,
mistakes.
Canada, that was Eleanor Clark and Dantes.
So we'll have one more fourth level test too.
Their fourth level test 2 ride.
Before we step into the Intermediare 1.
Is number 13.
It's all going to be national levels, no CDIs this morning. So you have a chance to see a little bit what's going on here national. Most of these riders here are local Southern California, but also visitors. There the horse walks out of the arena. But you're seeing here a little bit of the replay. Yep, so you saw there how the horse is a little bit late behind in the replay. It happens very quickly. So Eleanor at C, as we see already, is a score 67.
And as we await scores
and
for
we'll
our
see
previous combination at the arena now, number 13. This is Karen Libin and D'Artagnan. This 11-year-old warm-blooded.
Again, I hope you enjoy seeing
gelding
some of
is
these
owned
more,
and ridden by
some of
Karen
the more
Libin
national
from Longmont,
tests.
Colorado. D'Artagnan
Because
is
these are the
by
ones you see at the
Yaz
local horse
out of
shows.
And Carla, and our second and final combination in the fourth level test 2 class. Marks now for Eleanor Clower and Dantes at C, 67.105. At B, 65.263. Final score, 66.184%.
Okay, here the judges are a little bit more together. And it's not easy when you have to jump just after one horse from one level to the other. Here, an attractive pair. Basically, nice entry. The horse standing nice and square and balanced. Unfortunately, was a little inattentive in the connection. Playing tourist, as I say. So now we have track ride and shoulder in the rein. And again, maybe I'm looking at the monitor. Could have had a little bit more angle and engagement. And because of lack of engagement, there was a little bit of lack of energy in that medium. These are really connected. And here, rider started a little early. Looks like she's a little bit hesitant. Really positioning the horses more for the half pass, more bend, a little more flexion. You want to see some crossing even here at fourth level. Now shoulder in. You're going to sit behind here. You can kind of see it a little bit. Really like to see the shoulder a little more in. Yeah. And a little more emphasis on engagement because it's an engaging exercise. And the medium, and then you want to see a transition at F. And now we're walking, and let's see if she has really trust in her horse and the experience to really show a little bit. Yes, get that nose out. Come on, move the hips a little bit, just to indicate that the rider is perfectly happy and trusting the horse. You want to see overstride, and you see the horse is a little bit hesitant and not really stepping forward into the bridle. Now it's downloading too, but there should be an overstep. Okay, and again now we're going to do the pirouette, the rotation over the inside hind. Well, the horse said, oh, that must be an 8. Maybe somebody played around with canna pirouettes already. So that was a resistance. A little bit expensive. And there you see, clearly sees the hind leg stepping to the side. So this was not a pirouette. This was a not so good turn on the haunches. Okay, now she has to forget all that and think about her canna depart at C. And then a medium canter on the long side. Oops. Yes, be careful with those spurs, especially on a cold morning like this. Okay, she got quite conservative here towards the end. Now the half pass. Against it a little bit labored. She missed B a little bit, so now she has to get over from B to G, and that's going to be a little bit of a trick because she lost quite a bit of real estate. So you can see there she really A, didn't have enough position, and B, no room to straighten the horse before making that turn at C. Okay, there she got a little bit stuck. And again, it's fourth level 2. It's a nice test. Flows quite well. There she's moving in an extended canter. It's always good in a test like this to move a little bit, get the horses truly back in front of the leg. Wake them up a little bit. Yeah. And now straighten the horse, and then you have plenty of room here. Put your 3 changes every 4th stride in there. The trick here is to stay reasonably straight. And then here again, she's going to do the same thing backwards. If you use it, for those of you who's not quite familiar with this movement. I'm not sure what she's doing now. So she made an error of test. Now she should going again to that soft working pirouette. So sit, 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 collect, rotate, head toward H. Okay, so that collection really wasn't quite clear, and that rotation and change of direction wasn't quite clear. M, the collected trot, and now from R to K, extend. And you see how she's holding the horse. She should be pushing the horse and not holding the horse back. Those hands always seem to be working backward when they really should be there to help the horse and push forward, but that means she's still riding too much with her hands and not enough with her leg. But she's doing fine. I mean, this is not easy. But those certainly would be the things that she would need to work on, and I'm sure that her instructor is well aware of that, and hopefully will do the right thing.
Final halt and salute there for Karen Libin and D'Artagnan in fourth level test 2. And we will have a short break here. Our next ride in
so
10
we'll see how that compares to the earlier ride. The earlier ride was quite nice.
Class. And 11 riders going up the center line for the Intermediare 1 this morning, and our ground jury will remain the same at C from Canada, FEI 4-star judge Lee Tubman, and from France, FEI 5-star judge Bernard Morel.
So we'll wait for the scores, and then we'll have a little time until 8:55. Enough time for you all to get a cup of coffee, do what needs to be done, and then we have an Intermediate 1. If you're looking for names, you can go on horseshoreoffice.com and get the class schedule, but I can read some of them. Eric D. Bendetto, Jay Cheney, Leslie Reed from Canada, Rebecca Rickton, Terry Rich, Christina Harrison, very nice goes yesterday, Alexander Durate, Ryan McMahon, and then there's going to be a break, and then Cynthia Shima, Toby Coate, and Helen Stacy. So if you have friends with any of these, you know these riders, that's the order, and the class starts at 8:55, and it's done at 11:04. And then we have one ride, young rider individual. It's Perk Mancusi.
Scores now for Karen Libin
and then we'll start with the St.
D'Artagnan
George, and I'll give you those names when we start again.
57.632, at B, 59.079. Combined scores for them, 58.355%. Will be your winner in the adult amateur division. And in the open division, Eleanor Clower and Dantes from Canada with the win.